Hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Bern. This is the war room of the political revolution. Come on in, we'll start in just a minute. What this is a daily inspirational, motivational show for all of us that are out there doing all we can and fighting in this political revolution in order to change our government into one that works for the people instead of big money and endless war. So please share and get this out as far as you can and comment, interact in the show, smash the like buttons, all of that. Any interaction in the show helps us do better in the algorithm and get out to more viewers. So I would appreciate all of that. And we have to be the media. That's our job. So thank you for doing that. And welcome back to the Daily Bern. I'm your host, Sean Yankee. Today we're going to start off with a quote by Nelson Mandela. It goes, "It always seems impossible until it's done." Now, people love to tell you what you can't do, what's impossible. That's their favorite thing. They love to tell people, oh, you'll never be able to do that. That's never going to happen. You're crazy. And, for those people, if you have that mindset, everything is impossible. It all starts in your mind. You have to believe. It all starts with a belief. You make a decision that you want to do something, but you have to believe that you can accomplish it. You can't, let's say you decide to do something, like whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Like we're trying to change our entire system of government. What we're doing is huge, but it could be anything. If you're trying to do something, even if you do the work, even if you know, put in the effort, if you don't believe in it, then you're only half in. You see what I'm saying? Like, your mind is very powerful. They say we only use 10% of it, right? They don't ever want you to realize your full potential. And one of the things that they hide from you and have always hidden from you is how powerful your mind is. And you can train your mind like any other muscle. You can work it out. You can train yourself to silence that weak voice in your mind, because not only do you have people running around who love to tell you that things are impossible, most of us have a weak little voice in our mind. Unless I'm insane and I'm the only one, you have that weak little voice in your head that's, always telling you to just quit, just quit. And that voice is right. If you quit, all the hard, all the pain, all the struggle, that all stops. It's right. It all ends and you'll be safe. But you won't accomplish anything. You'll be safe, but you'll be sitting still. So don't listen to these people who always want to tell you that it can't be done, because they will keep you right there with them, stuck standing still. And that's where they want you. That's the whole point. That's why, anytime like you announce, like for example, I announced on Facebook that within a year I plan to be self-employed. Now, I only did that because you put your goals out there. And Facebook is, like, for a lot of people, basically my journal, you know. So I wrote it out there, put it out into the universe, and when it comes up in my timeline in memories in a year, I hope to have fulfilled that goal. That's what I'm going to set out to do for this year. People were mostly positive on that post, but I had a few people that were just like, not only telling me that that wouldn't happen, but that, it's stupid to even put your goals out there. You can't listen to these people, you know, and luckily we need to wake a lot of people up. We do. Um, and that's our job. That's what we do in this fight is we wake people, we be the media, we share the message, we inform as many people as we can. And, we do need to wake people. We do need to get people on our side. But we don't need everybody. So some of these people, some of these quitters, some of these negative voices, for now, um, I think we need to leave them behind. Some of you know that I make it my own personal vendetta, my own personal fight to combat the people that on social media have built up a rather large following, and all they tend to do is go on and on and on about how everything is rigged and that everyone that participates in this rigged system is a fool. And some take it even further and say that not only are we fools, but we are condoning and enabling the system of oppression. Now, I used to stay in those feeds because they have a large following, sadly. There's a lot of people that like being told on a daily basis that quitting and giving up was the right thing to do. They like to have that constant reinforcement that not participation or non-participation is actually participation, that they're fighting by not fighting. And what they've done is they've given themselves permission to quit. So I used to try to stay in those feeds and just be that voice that was like, no, this does nothing. The only thing that makes real change happen, and the only thing that has ever made real change happen, is when the people stand united and demand it. Those in power over us would enjoy nothing more than for more and more and more people to pay no attention, to remove themselves from the equation, because we are in the way. You know, their greed has run wild. They've accomplished quite a bit um, with buying and paying for our government and putting the majority of politicians in their pocket and getting laws written in their favor and getting a real strong hold over our country while sucking us dry. I call them the predator class. A lot of people refer to them as the elite, but I think they're predators. They're leeches. And they're going to take everything they can from us until we stop them. And the only thing that stops them is when we stand united and put a stop to it. Your reality, our reality, ends up being what we tolerate, what we accept. If we stop accepting it, if we stop accepting their greed as just the way things are, we can put a stop to it. We can we can correct a lot of what is wrong in the world. And a lot of what is wrong in the world is that this greed has been allowed to run rampant. It's unnatural. This predatory way of living, this survival of the fittest society, it's heavily flawed. And I think it's unnatural. I think it goes against our nature. And a lot of what is wrong in the world and a lot of what is happening, like with these mass shootings and things like that, have to do with an abandoned society in a big way. Some of it is just crazy people, of course, but a lot of it is people that have been abandoned by society and can't deal, and they can't get treatment. Mental health care in this country is horrific. We just send them out to the wolves. It's not natural, is what I'm trying to get at. It's just, I think that a more loving, compassionate society is going to do a lot towards fixing a lot of what's wrong, a lot of these problems. And that's what we're trying to do, you know. So I'm excited to get to be a part of this movement. And I never thought that I would see something like this happen. And now that it is happening, beings that I know this is how change happens. This is what I've been waiting for forever. Never thought I'd see this. And now that it's happening, I have to do all that I can. And this little show is my way of doing that. But do all you can, whatever that happens to be. And I include a link in the description of every Daily Bern to berniesanders.com. Please go there and see if there's any way that you can help the campaign. Um, Look at ways to volunteer. There are many ways to volunteer. I'm sure there's something you could probably fit into your schedule. And there's all levels of involvement. Or donate any amount. That would be great. And get a bumper sticker while you're there. Put that on your car, and you would be amazed. Just a little thing like that, how much of a difference that makes. I get so many um, opportunities to talk to people just from my bumper sticker. Hey, is that your Bernie bumper sticker? And I get these chances to talk to people about stuff that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And that's just the people that mention it to me. So it shows our support. And that's what we need to do is because I think, like I was trying to say when I was talking about how I used to lurk in these feeds of these people that have large social media followings and preach quitting and tell people not to do that, that wasn't the way to go. And they don't want to listen to me. Yes, I'm making cracks. Yes, I'm putting the truth out there, but they are safely in their echo chamber. They are not listening to me. So, in a large part, I'm wasting my effort. But so arguing with people on Facebook is not really the way to go. Sometimes it's fun. I get pulled into it. I can't say I'm innocent of it, but I'm going to try to stop. I think we need to lead more by example. I think that's how we grow our movement. I think we lead by inspiring people, being the change that we want to see starting now, doing everything that we can in our own individual lives to start making the world a better place right now. You know, I think that's going to be more attractive and inspire people, you know, to want to join our movement. And as far as what else you do, what we do in this fight, our role is basically to combat the media, to share the truth and inform people. So talk to your friends. Even if you can't canvas and you can't phone bank and you can't volunteer or table or any of that, and maybe you can't donate, you can spread the truth. You can fight the lies and fight the propaganda and help inform people. You know, that doesn't cost you anything, and you can do that in your spare time. So there is plenty you could do. No matter what, you can do something and just do all you can. At the end of this fight, the way I want to know or the way I want it to come out is that I will know that I did all I could, you know. And that I just want a clear conscience. I believe in this fight. I think we can win. I know this is the right way to go. And, I'm going to do all we can, do all I can to help us win. And I believe we can. But even though I believe we're going to win, at the end of this fight, I just want to know that there wasn't anything else I could have done, you know? So I believe in it. And I know that this is our time and that we're running out of time. So we need to take full advantage of this opportunity that we're being given. We're being given a golden opportunity, a fantastic chance to make real change, you know, and all the groundwork is laid. The path is there. All we need to do is take it home. And to do that, we just need to do all we can. And when enough of us do that, we will be unstoppable. We are going to win. Not Bernie, us. This is our fight. That's the most important thing for us to realize is that Bernie can't save us. Bernie's a great candidate, a great politician, has done great work for decades, but is just one man and is not a hero come to save us and can't do anything alone. This is our fight. We do this, you know. And that's one of Bernie's biggest messages and something he drives home constantly and something I talk about every day because we need to understand that. And like I say, when enough of us understand that and own it, we will be unstoppable. There will be nothing they can do to stop us. We're going to win. This change is coming. But thanks again, everyone, for coming to the Daily Burn. And if you shared, thank you so much. That helps more than you know, and this message needs to spread and get out there. So thank you. Real quick, I wanted to mention a few comments from yesterday's burn, so let's check out the comment section from yesterday. All right, so Rob was here, and we were talking about the media and how the media is going to be and is the biggest weapon used against us. And he said the media is a weapon of mass misinformation. And it is. Its whole purpose is to distract and divide the population. And it was infiltrated by the CIA in the 50s. Look this up. Give it a Google. This is true. Operation Mockingbird. And the CIA took over the media, and their purpose was to make sure that everything the American people believed was false. That was their stated purpose. That is admitted to. So while they might not admit to still doing that, they have legalized propaganda to be used against the American people. So Alyssa was here and she said, "We will win. You're right. I know that you are." You know, we have to believe it. You have to believe in yourself. It's a big part of it. You own it. You believe it and do the work and you will accomplish it. That's really the key, to it all is believing is a very big part of it. But Alyssa also added that marijuana should be legal and everyone incarcerated for marijuana related charges should be released and their records expunged. The government is selling weed while people sit in jail for the same thing. That is an excellent point, and Bernie plans on legalizing marijuana through executive order, he said on Joe Rogan. And I've seen him talk about expunging records as well. The government is making money selling marijuana right now, so I don't think we should have people sitting in prison for it. So you're absolutely right, Alyssa. And that was our comment section from the last Daily Burn. Next, we're going to head over to the newsroom and check out what's going in the news. I picked out a couple stories to go over with you guys. So we'll start out over on Vox, and they have a piece on Bernie Sanders' criminal justice reform plan where they explain the inner workings of it. And it's actually a pretty good article. Down here, they show and highlight the individual points. And some of the ones that I wanted to highlight were ending cash bail, increasing oversight of the police, boosting public defenders. Now, this is a big one. Public defenders are supposed to be a backstop for the people who can't afford private lawyers, but this system is woefully underfunded, and it is. Now, Sanders promises to triple national spending on indigent defense to $14 billion annually, along with further reviews of public defenders' workload, as well as new federal guidelines and goals for Americans' right to counsel. Legalizing marijuana. That is a very big one. Like I said, the government is selling weed, right? So we can't have people sitting in our prisons for the same thing. And abolishing the death penalty, among other things. But check out this article. It's on Vox, and it really goes into it really well. So that is a good article. I'm surprised I didn't find any even snide comments. They just straightforward reported what the criminal justice plan is, and it's a solid plan. The next piece that I picked out is from NBC News, and it's "Why Bernie Sanders Can't Stand the Media" is the headline of the piece. But it says the Vermont senator has made criticism of the press central to his message. Now, I'm not going to read Alex Wald's article because I don't care what he has to say, and he's a mainstream media shill, I'm sure. And I'm sure it's a hit piece, and I'm sure they're going to act innocent. Bernie doesn't hate the media, right? The media spreads lies and propaganda, and the media is silencing the Bernie Sanders campaign and our movement. The media is being used as a weapon, and to ignore that, to not even acknowledge it, is silly. And, Bernie's pointed it out. And even more than that, the campaign and his campaign manager has pointed it out. And even Jeff Weaver has went on TV to point it out. It's a fact, right? And I'm sure, I could read this article, and I'm sure that he won't admit to their bias. I'm positive of it. So I'm not going to. But that's why Bernie can't stand the media. You want to talk about why. That's why I can't stand the media. The last piece that I wanted to talk about is from Politico, and somehow they've turned the softball game. The Bernie campaign had a softball game against the press at the staff versus the press at the Field of Dreams baseball park in Iowa. And somehow they have pulled a hit piece out of a really cool event. It was a really cool event. And check out some of the pictures from that event. I would love to get the jerseys. I wish I had one to show you on screen. But the Sanders jerseys that they wore in the softball game, they were really cool. But, anyways, listen to this. So, Bernie Sanders' campaign sent an email to supporters Sunday night promoting a softball game between his campaign staff and members of the press. Pony up, it said, and receive a limited edition Bernie Sanders baseball card. It was a really cool baseball card that you get if you donate any amount. You could donate $1 and you would get this baseball card. But that solicitation has given at least some media outlets jitters. CNN and ABC News pulled out of the event, not wanting to be associated with a campaign fundraising effort. According to the Sanders campaign, though, the game will go on and did go on, and it was a very successful event. And it's expected to feature local reporters such as those from political news site Iowa Starting Line. But let's see. Campaign manager Faiz Shakur wrote in an email to Politico that unconfirmed rumors from scouts suggest that some on the opposing team, having realized Bernie the Bern Sanders was the scheduled pitcher for tonight's contest, decided to stand down. Yeah, that's weak sauce. So they pulled out of the event because he was giving donators a baseball card to promote the event and just something for fun, right? There was another time on the site where if you donated any amount, you got a FDR inspired bumper sticker. So it's not the first time they've given away stuff for donating, but whatever. So a couple news outlets pulled out of the game. But the game still went on, and it was a great event, and the pictures from it are cool. Check it out on my Instagram. I have a new Instagram, me on things and stuff. Check it out on there. I shared a few of them. So that was what I picked out to talk to you guys about today from the news. Next, we'll get into Bernie events. If you want to stay informed with what's going on with the Bernie Sanders campaign, text Bernie to 67760, and that will enroll you in the texting plan. And volunteers like me that do the texting service will text out events and reminders to things that have to do with stuff in your area. It's really cool. Or get the Bern app. The Bern app is neat. You can get that anywhere you get your phone apps, and that keeps you informed with the campaign too, and it lets you do cool little stuff like my Bernie stories. Those are neat, and they've been trending on Twitter for about a week. So get that, or watch the Daily Bern every day, and I'll tell you what's going on with the campaign. They just wrapped up in South Carolina and are heading to Northern California on the 22nd for two events. They're going to have a big rally and a town hall. So that's what's coming up with the campaign. And we've reached the end of another episode of the Daily Bern. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I'm really excited about how well the show has been doing. We've really been building quite an audience and quite a lot of support and getting a lot of shares. We've been averaging about 90 shares during just the live premiere. So that's really cool, and I like seeing that. And I'm glad you guys are digging this because, I'm stuck doing it now. It's a lot of work. I'm going to be honest with you. Some days I, realize I bit off a little more than I can chew here. But I'm going to keep going. I don't feel right when I don't do it, honestly. But hopefully you like it. Hopefully you're digging it. There are problems, but we're going to fix them along the way. This is an amateur show, right? I've had people complain about the lighting. I have 4 lights in this room right now. As you can see, this is black behind me, but it is literally glowing, and there is still a shadow on my face. And as you can see, taking off the hat doesn't really fix it. I need a professional light, right? So we're going to get those things down the road, right? Right now, though, hopefully the message is getting out, And that message is that we can do this. We can win. You know, it's really that simple. It really is. You can go on and on and on, but you don't need to overcomplicate it. When millions of us stand united, we will win. That's the way it happens. That's the way it's always happened. That is why the powerful put so much effort into dividing the people up into small little groups so that we're easy to control and we're not strong. Our strength is in our numbers and our unity. When we come together, we can make things happen. We can make real change. And that is what we're doing. This is historic, what is happening. This is going to go down in history as the moment that our country corrected course, changed direction, and we fixed our society. We have to, you know. Um, we fell asleep at the wheel, and the greedy psychopaths have put us on a collision course for destruction. We have to take the wheel back. We have to take charge. This is our fight, you know, and we're doing it. Like I said, there's almost 3 million volunteers already working for the Bernie Sanders campaign, and we're still in the primary. It's crazy. Um, Same thing with donations. Close to 3 million individual donations to a political campaign. Never been done. Unprecedented. And our candidate doesn't take big money, but is able to run at a front runner level because of us, right? So we're doing it. We're making it happen, and we are going to win. We have the momentum needed, and we're on the right path. So just stay focused, stay vigilant, and stay in the fight. Keep going. It's going to be hard, but we're going to come out victorious in the end. So do all you can, keep fighting, spread the truth, be the media, do all of that. That's our role. Bernie's going to cover his end. They're running a fantastic campaign. We have a terrific candidate. Um, if we own our part of this, we're going to win. So do all you can, and let's do this. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the show. And we will see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the Daily Bern. You guys rock. Get out there, keep fighting. I'm really proud of all of you. I'll see you tomorrow.